Nekoya Western Restaurant is a special eatery located in a small corner of Tokyo. This place is special because every Saturday the door of the shop will be connected to other worlds, and the restaurant will welcome special guests from all over that mysterious world. The shop's customers include elves, dragons, beastmen and other mysterious creatures. The owner and chef of this restaurant is Mako. He has a great cooking skill that makes guests from another world addicted to his dishes to the point of fighting. They even had to obey him to stop fighting or they would stop cooking for them. There was a dragon from another world who was so fascinated by her boss's dish that she had to bring Nguyen pot back to eat after eating. One day, when cleaning the restaurant, the owner Mako discovered a wandering girl named Aletta oversleeping in his kitchen. She reveals that she is a demi-human from another world and has wandered to a ruin in her world. She was hungry and could not sleep when she smelled the aroma, and it led her to the door of Nekoya's. Because she was so hungry, she went to the kitchen to eat all the leftover soup from her boss. Aletta is a member of the demon race. They are protected by the demon god. She is not like her peers because she was born identical to a human and only has a pair of goat horns on her head. Half a year ago, Aletta left home to go to the human capital to work. But when they found out she was a demon, they chased her away. And when the money ran out, Aletta had to live in the ruins. Seeing that the little girl seemed hungry, the boss Mako made a special meal for Aletta to eat. This is the first time she has eaten such delicious food, so she has eaten 2 plates. After eating, the boss offered to hire her to work at the restaurant. The job was to help him serve customers and clean the restaurant every Saturday. Accepted to work at a great restaurant with a good salary, she happily agreed. In a certain world, there lived a female treasure hunter named Sarah Gold. She was reading a diary of a legendary treasure hunter named William. In the diary, yes, there is a guide to an abandoned mines and he usually goes there every Saturday. Feeling strange and thinking there was a secret treasure here, Sarah followed the directions to this place. Upon arrival, Sarah was met by a strange door with the name of the restaurant Nekoya. And when she opened it, she found the maid Aletta cleaning the tables and chairs. Sarah also thought she was a demon to the top. Draw a knife to protect herself, but the boss Mako appeared. Seeing Sarah from the mines, the boss knew right away she was from the world of a man named William. Sarah tried to order today's special and, coincidentally, it was William's favorite deep-fried minced cutlet. Sarah guessed that the reason the famous treasure hunter chose to live in a squalid countryside at the end of his life was because of this restaurant. Perhaps the food here was better than in the magnificent royal capital. When the food was brought up, Sarah was even surprised that the water here was served for free and was strangely cool. Until I tried a piece of cutlet, everything could not be put into words. The rich ground meat mixed with vegetables delicately combined with the deep-fried crust makes Sarah feel like nothing in the world. When she heard Aletta's instructions to eat with sauce and a few drops of lemon, Sarah immediately tasted it. The harmony between the sauce and the sour taste of lemon makes the dish raised to a new level that she can't stop eating. Sarah felt that the dish in front of her was no different from the finest delicacies of the gods. Sarah couldn't resist the deliciousness and made 2 servings in a row. After eating, Sarah was also given a slice of sandwich by the owner. Since William used to bring home a portion like that every time he finished eating, it had become a habit of his boss Mako every time he made cutlets. Before leaving, Sarah informed him that William had just passed away. He passed away peacefully. But perhaps it will be a little regretful that he can no longer come here to eat. Sarah now understands that this is the most valuable treasure in the life of the legendary hunter. Heinrich Seelman was a knight of the border guard of the principality located in the eastern part of the continent. One day, a swordsman from the western kingdom named Tatsugoru came to see Heinrich. He was wondering why a swordmaster like Tatsugoru would come looking for him when he was given a sword by him. Seeing the sword, Heinrich remembered something that happened 3 years ago, when his duchy was attacked by a monster army. Because of the intense war, Heinrich decided to break through the siege and ran back to the royal capital to report the situation. On the way he was exhausted and collapsed in front of a small hut. Stepping inside, Heinrich met a man dressed in white. That was the owner Mako of Nekoya. Heinrich asked for some water and food to regain his strength, but the owner gave him a menu to choose from. When he saw the shrimp dish on the menu, he couldn't believe it was possible to get fresh shrimp in this remote mountainous area. Since Heinrich's hometown is a coastal fishing village and he hasn't been there for a long time, he ordered a plate of fried shrimp. When the dish was served, Heinrich couldn't wait any longer and took a bite. The taste of fresh shrimp seems to have brought him back to his peaceful home by the sea. Even this shrimp dish is fresher than the shrimp caught in his hometown. Each piece of shrimp seems to melt as soon as you bite it. Crispy crust made from premium wheat flour fried in premium cooking oil. When against the same sauce, the flavor exploded, making Heinrich unable to resist and ate 3 more plates. But he suddenly realized that he didn't bring any money, so he called boss Mako out and left his treasure sword as a hostage. After completing the quest he would return to pay. After that, Heinrich did not have time to say a word to Master and left immediately. Thanks to Mako's Tom disc, Heinrich was able to run back to King's Landing to report the news in time. 10 days later, Heinrich returned to that hut but could no longer see the restaurant. For 3 years, he searched for that restaurant, but there was no trace of it. Swordsman Tatsugoro said that it only appears every Saturday and tomorrow will appear somewhere nearby. Heinrich heard that and was happy with the swordsman. Immediately went to the restaurant to enjoy the divine shrimp again. Princess Adelheid is the granddaughter of Emperor Wilhelm, who went to live with her grandfather after he abdicated in a peaceful village. Once, the emperor had to return to the royal capital and left Princess Adelheid to live alone with her servants. Fearing that his little niece would be lonely, before leaving, Emperor Wilhelm led her to a place he called a secret room. As time passed, Emperor Wilhelm passed away and the memories of the secret room gradually faded in the princess's mind. The princess has returned to the emperor's mansion in search of the few remaining memories of her venerable grandfather. But Princess Adelheid's health was always very weak due to tuberculosis, so the servants were extremely worried about her after a long journey. While having breakfast, the door of Nekoya restaurant suddenly appeared before the princess's eyes. A feeling of familiarity rushed over, so the princess went to open the door to go inside. The scene here reminded her of memories when she was brought here by her grandfather. Master Mako saw Adelheid and recognized this as the niece of the Emperor Willem. The princess remembered the cloud dish she had eaten with grandpa before, so she ordered it. The owner Mako recognized the dish as soon as he heard it, so he immediately went to the kitchen to make it. It turned out to be strawberry vanilla chocolate ice cream. When he tasted a spoonful of cool ice cream, all the memories with grandpa immediately rushed into Adelheid's mind. The princess recalled that her grandfather had said that this dish was like winter clouds on the top of the mountain, so she called it cloud dish. Fresh berries, cool and sweet chocolate pieces mixed with bitter taste make the princess seem to be washing away all sad moods. After returning, the princess's mood to miss her grandfather was relieved and the next morning her health was much better. 30 years ago, when the door of the Nekoya restaurant first appeared in the village of the Salamanders. The most powerful warrior of the Salamanders at that time, Garupa, was sent by the village elder to go inside to spy. After returning he brought a lot of delicious food, so from then on, every 7 days, the strongest hero in the village will be sent in there to bring back delicious food. There is a place where the door appears, it is built into a shrine by them. Today, Gagunpo was the one sent by the villagers to enter the door. Before leaving, he was given a whole bag of silver by everyone in exchange for food. After entering Nekoya, Gagunpo ordered a plate of egg rolls, which was the only dish that his predecessor Jirapu passed on, so Gagunpo could only order this dish. However, for a salamander, this dish alone is enough to satisfy him. The dish brought up has the golden color of eggs interspersed with bright red sauce, making diners unable to wait any longer. When eating a piece, the soft eggshell that the salamander could not make made Gagunpo enamored. The inner part is made from fragrant sticky rice grains mixed with meat, mushrooms and vegetables in a harmonious way that captivated the diners. All that added to a bit of ketchup that Gagunpo couldn't stop eating. The salamander even ordered one more to satisfy his addiction. After eating, Gagunpo ordered 3 more meals to bring back to the villagers. The villagers of the Salamander village were overjoyed to see Gagunpo return with bags of food. The whole village chanted the hero's name and enjoyed the divine egg roll dish as a great party. Fardania is a young elf who lives with her father in a forest. During a visit to the forest to find food, she discovered the door leading to the Nekoya restaurant located under an old tree. She thought this was a relic of the ancient elves, but when she stepped inside, Fardania was surprised to see that it was a restaurant. Since the elves are a vegetarian race, Fardania ordered a dish without meat, fish, eggs, or milk. Although there is no such dish in the menu, the owner Mako is still determined to serve this special guest. Fardania is quite skeptical that humans can make a delicious dish without using meat, fish, eggs, milk. To please the fastidious elf, the owner Mako made tofu steak served with sauce and steamed rice. When smelling the food, Fardania was reassured that there were no animal ingredients because the Waste tribe's sense of smell was very good. When she tried a piece, nostalgia for her late mother suddenly appeared. It reminded her of the dried mushroom soup that her mother cooked when she was a child. The soft tofu pieces covered with a kind of grated tuber when eaten with the sauce are perfect. The herbal flavor mixed with a little seaweed brings the scent of the sea to create a complex delicious taste like infatuation. Fardania couldn't stop eating and ate all the food in an instant, and even Miss was dazed for a moment because everything was over so quickly. She found that human cuisine was even more advanced than what the elves could cook. So after returning, Fardania decided to leave home and travel the world in search of the best cooking methods.